is Neha Sispani, and I'm an MTech graduate with 7 years of IT experience, with skills, hands-on experience in Windows and Mac admin. And I have, skills on MDM tools like Intune, Jamf, MECM, which is formerly known as SCCM, and the other scripting tools and M365 admin. You can follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. I have my handles provided over there. And today's topic is how we can migrate the Mac devices which are already on, the other MDM tools, let's say Jamf, Kandji, or JumpCloud. How can we upgrade them to Intune if we have to upgrade, if we have to migrate? What will be the steps we should follow? And what are the recommendations or what are the prerequisites we should keep in mind as an admin? And so on. So let's start with the topic. Before we talk about Intune platform, we need to understand what is MDM, and what exactly the features of MDM, and then what the admin should keep in mind while selecting the MDM, setting up the MDM for the organizations. So as the name suggests, it is mobile device management. That help users, that help organizations manage and secure their mobile devices. So here, mobile means not the Android or iPhone, which we are mentioning. Mobile means the devices that are mobile in nature, that can move from one place to another place. Let's say a laptop, let's say an iPad, let's say phone, in any device that can be accessed from anywhere in the world, and can be managed remotely and as well as from on-prem, from the office network as well. So admin should have full control on the device, even if it is not there on the office, even if it is there in the office, even if it is managed remotely. Admin should have control as a security standpoint. And there also will be checking out which MDM solutions has which of the features, and then can be useful from that perspective. And also admins need to verify if the MDM controls over the apps, the security, and if it also gives you additional benefit of managing personal devices. If the user is trying to enroll, trying to access, let's say in today's world, anyone can access their email and Teams chat from the personal device. So admins also need to think from the perspective of data security, cyber attacks, and any data leakage should not happen. So all the things admin should take care of, and then that also brings in standpoint where which MDM solutions is better. And for the example also I have given here, I'm again, the example here is only for the Mac solution, where I have created three scenarios of managing through Intune, with simple and complex management in terms of according to the business needs, according to the organization standards needs. If the organization wants only their corporate devices to be managed, if the business also need corporate plus personal devices to be managed, and what is the number of devices they want to manage, and what is the time they have, let's say if the device gets enrolled within this much needed time, it needs to be secured, needs to be updated, it needs to be enrolled. There are a lot of security settings, or the standpoints which solution architects also look for while setting up the MDM platform. So accordingly, they can opt for the solutions, MDM solutions they have in the market. And then we'll understand about what exactly is Microsoft Intune as an MDM solution. So this is one of the solution which almost gives support to six platforms at once. So using one MDM solution, you can support six platforms at once. You can also support your corporate devices as well as the personal devices. So on personal devices, it doesn't have much of control. It can't do much of device management, because the For personal devices, the user should be owner of it, but also they have couple of data prevention technology. Let's say copy paste would not work, screenshot would not work, recording will not work. So a few of the settings can be applied if they're using personal devices. So as you can see on the right side, I have just shown the Intune portal where I have shown what are the platforms that are supported by the Intune MDM solution. And also we'll see the purpose when the solution architects or IT admins look up for the purpose. What are the purpose, if it is meeting the requirements of the organization or no. So we have segregated into five purposes. One is data security and privacy. If MDM takes up the control and then enhance the data security, enhance the device security. When IT admins are planning to upgrade the device to the latest version, how fast the device can be, the MDM solution can be helpful in terms of migrating the device, in terms of upgrading the device, in terms of detecting any malware attacks, ransomware, phishing attacks, and then also preventing them to enter to the um, organization environment. And also the data governance. So it is taking up the governance of the data that is managed throughout inside the organization, and then the data leakage should not happen. Where some of the times the data breach happens, or data get leaked out of the environment, and that is kind of another sense which IT admins also need to take care of, particularly in today's world. And then data quality. So they should be also keeping in mind of what is the quality of data. If systems are getting managed, if the devices are getting managed, what are the data they have with them, and then how they can take control over the device, and what are the data they have. Let's say the last reboot time of a machine, the sync time of a machine, the login time of the user. When the user gets logged into the machine, gets logged out of the machine. What are the apps user installs on the machine? They also need to, the admin should be aware of all that info. So in case any third-party apps get installed on the machine, if the user has the admin privileges, but still IT admins can, check and prevent the risk of cyber security or malware attacks by preventing or restricting any blacklisted software to get installed in the environment. And then comes the security. In case the device gets lost by the end user, or device gets stolen by the by the thief, then what are the consequences that might happen in case of let's say any personal device user has, or any corporate device user has that got stolen, and then can we wipe out the data so that the device can be secured from the organization standpoint. We also need to check from that standpoint. And then the scalability. So in case let's say we are managing 1,000 devices today in the organization, and but in later point of time the organization is also planning to manage, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 devices, and then can Intune or any MDM solution has the standpoint of managing 3,000 devices at once without any issues at their point of at their service availability. We need to also check that scalability features while selecting any MDM solutions. And here, just for the reference, I have tried to put a comparison between MDM solutions. This is again particularly for Mac device management. We need to see there are particular features. Let's say I'll go for the third feature of endpoint detection and response of antivirus. So if the device or particularly the endpoint, is it getting managed, and then how the EDR response is, how the antivirus is it coming with additional cost, or it is not coming. Let's say Microsoft Intune has Microsoft Defender, but that comes additionally, that will be charged to the organization. So these are some of the features. Let's say self-service. Self-service is a good tool where IT admins can publish the required applications and self-service, and the end user can go ahead and install them. So if they have any articles, and then they can just publish the articles, and then end user can be independent, and without any dependencies on admin, they can go ahead and then install it themselves. And then automated device enrollment. This is also one of the main feature where it is something called as a zero touch as well. So the end user doesn't have to do any sort of things. As soon as you enter the MacBook serial number, Mac device serial number on the ABM portal, that is called Apple Business Manager portal, it should automatically detect, and then the enrollment profile should automatically get pushed to the device as soon as it connects to the internet. So these are kind of the features which IT admins also keep in mind while comparing or adopting for MDM solution for Mac device management in particular, and also OS management, local admin password. So these are a few of the points that I have put. For an example, I'll take an example of custom enrollment notification. So this is one of the feature that is not available for other MDM solution. However, Intune provides that. So in this feature, if a device gets enrolled, a new device gets enrolled, so automatically the end user should receive an email that will come to the organization, and then you can put some notification, like let's say, you can go through our FAQ page, you can go through our articles, Mac related articles, and self services for all the apps, mandatory apps in the organization you need. So these are some of the things you can do as an admin. And these are some of the features that enhances the job of admin and makes them independent with end user support, with minimizing their ticket count and minimizing the front end support for the end users. Okay. And also another, this is one of the feature of integrating the Microsoft Entra ID and Okta and Google Workspace. So let's say you have a organization whose server is on, let's say Microsoft Entra, Microsoft Azure, which is known as Microsoft Entra right now, and or Google Workspace, and then they can integrate with the MDM solution, so that the remote or the the with the particular Google space or Google Workspace user, the end user can log in. So in the backend, the integration should happen along with the MDM solution, so that it will fetch the credentials from the Azure or the Google Workspace, and then automatically end user should be able to log into the MacBook with their credentials as well. Okay. And then comes to the step. So now we are at the step where we have successfully understood what is an MDM solution, what are the possibilities, probabilities we should check, what are the pros and cons we should check, we should compare with in other MDM solutions, and then we figured out that okay, in our, let's say, in our environment, Intune is the best, because I have to manage Windows as well and Android as well, and then I don't want to separately give more subscription fees, or like add more subscription with other MDM solutions, like multi MDM solutions. So I let's go with one MDM solution, because I'm a small organization with, let's say, 50 odd devices, but they are segregated in four categories. Few of them have Android, few of them have iPhones, few of them have Windows and Mac, additionally. Okay. Then comes the 6 or 7 steps that you need to keep in mind as an IT admin. Where first thing is, you need to set up the Intune account, right? The MDM authority should be set to Intune. I'll be showing that in the demo session. And then we need to create, deploy apps, the apps that are necessary. Let's say the Microsoft 360 app that is necessary for the end user to log in. So we should create that. We should create the app protection policies, let's say for Android, for iOS. if this is necessary. Let's say if any user tries to enroll their personal device, then they should not copy paste any data from the environment, from the organizational environment, or they should not do any screen recording, screenshot. That is kind of data prevention technologies. Okay, we can add that using app protection policies. Then we can unenroll the devices from the existing MDM to enroll the device to Intune. So first, you need to unenroll. Is it's because at one time two MDM solution can't be existed in one device. Now you might have a question that in my first slide I talked about Intune plus Jamf, and both are MDM solution and both can coexist. That is true, but one of them will coexist as a MDM solution, whereas another one will be existing as a compliance management solution. So how you will define is, one of them is MDM solution is if you go to system settings, privacy, security, and profile section, and you'll see management profile section over there, or MDM profile. If the device is already enrolled, you'll see MDM profile, and if you double click or do secondary click on that, you can see what is the MDM solution your device is getting managed by. And as I said, at a time, two MDM profiles can't be installed on the device. So we need to first unenroll the device from the existing one, and then we can enroll using the new one, which is Intune. In terms of any conditional access IT admins have, let's say for sales team, they should not have any other issues. They can log in at the earliest, or they can have the prevention of, let's say IT admin can put a prevention of like the device should be running on minimum of this version. Like there are multiple conditions that IT admins can set up if they have to put up while enrolling the device. And then also they can create Mac compliance policy. Let's say the Mac compliance policy, like the file vault should be encrypted. The device should be running on minimum of, let's say, Ventura, or let's say the password should be minimum of 8 characters if the user has logged in already. There are multiple things that the admin can set up as a compliance Mac compliance policy. Then comes the configure of device features and settings. Let's say to prevent the data sharing, we can disable Bluetooth, we can disable airdrop on the device, we can set up a VPN on the device, we can set up any restriction on the device that can prevent. Let's say I want to make a default web browser as Edge browser because that is what my organization um, is making is using as a standard browser. So these are some of the configurations that we can set up. We can push it or deploy it to the devices in Intune using the configuration profile section, and then we can create articles around it. So once you set up the whole thing, it should also support for the future perspective. So in future, if anyone comes up as a fresh user, as a new user on a new device, then they should know how to enroll a device. They should know if they get enrolled to device, what are the settings they should do on the on the starting of it. They should be aware of. So if IT admins make sure to create articles around it, that can save their time on the support side, and then they can focus more on the infrastructure management side. Okay, so these are the 7 steps we need to keep in mind while migrating. And also there are some recommendations that I have for the IT admins. These are some of the points that they should also note while planning for migration, because migration is a lot tedious task and lot of bulk task has to be performed at once, and it kind of painful. But if you make it under a strategic thing, where you can plan it like range wise, or you can make it like group wise. Let's say I have people around the globe, but I can make it like in 7 continents I have people, and I want to go continent wise. For APAC, I can select this week. Users can migrate, and for let's say for Europe region, I can select next week, so that I'll be having this week of time to manage all the 100,000 of users that are there on APAC region. And in case any issues come in, as an admin, I should be able to support them. So that is what they should have in mind. Also, they should also check if their help desk team, their front end team, are aware of the migration that they are planning of. The IT help desk should be aware in managing the repetitive task, managing the the very minimum common task which a end user might not be aware of. They can create articles around it before the migration while planning the stages around it. And then so that the help desk should help the IT admins in making the process bit smooth from the end user experience perspective. And also, while the enrollments are happening, IT admins also need to look at the success and failure rate. So if any failure is happening, that can be fixed in the current solution by performing some of the steps by tweaking some of the configurations. IT admins also should look at the failure rates and also should do the change immediately by creating the change request or whatever the organization standards follow. Okay, so these are some of the recommendations. I have total 6 points of over there. These are some of the recommendations ID admins should already keep in mind while migrating the devices. They should have their stages planned, they should have their strategy planned, they should have the articles created around it, they should make users aware, and as well as make the front end help desk, IT support desk, local IT aware of what the pros and cons of migrating the devices. It might have some cons of the device needs to be again wiped out in case of some scenarios, or the device is not uninstalling, unenrolling, and then they need to do some command lines over there. So what are the shell commands that they can use in they can keep it handy for the IT help desk. So in case the unenrollment is not happening properly, they can perform the command lines, the shell command line. So these are the recommendations we have for the IT admins, and that's pretty much on the theory side. On the on the MDM steps integration we have. Then comes to the demo part. I'll just go through each of the section that is needed while keeping an eye on as Intune admin, what are the steps you need to take care of. So let me just okay, just let me know once you can see my screen. Okay, so first thing is I talked about the Intune should be set up. You should ensure that the Intune is there and Intune is working absolutely fine without any issues. And we can go ahead and then do all the integrations, all the configuration profiles push on the compliant policy, all the conditional access. But before to that, we need to make sure the MDM authority is set as Microsoft Intune. That is first thing. And then second thing is we can deploy apps. Let's say I'm talking from the perspective of macOS, then I can just go to apps of macOS, and then I can set my line of business apps or my mandatory app. Let's say Microsoft 365 or any Connect is there, Google Chrome is there. I can deploy it. So anytime the end user, the new user comes to it, they can get the apps automatically. And then comes the unenrollment of the existing MDM profile, then the conditional access, and then base compliance policy. So if I go to devices, macOS, and then compliance policy, I can set up the compliance policy for my end users. So if you go to properties, you can see over there, I have set up some requirements like firewall should be enabled on the device, stealth mode should be enabled on the device, and required password is at least alphanumeric. It should not be numbers. It can be both alphabetical and it should consist of both alphabetics and numerics. and then minimum of 8 characters should be there on the passwords. And if the device is inactive for 15 minutes, it should get locked. Okay, so these are the some of the things. Or like, let's say minimum version I kept as 13.3. If I think no, 13.3 is a very minimal version, and then I should opt for, let's say, 13.6.2, I believe, is the latest one we have, or 13.4, I believe, is the latest one. Then we can change that, on a timely manner. We can change that. Then comes the device features and settings. So I can set up my device features. Let's say I want to disable, I want to put up some restrictions on the device, so I can set up like that. So let's say I have I have the Wi-Fi in the location, and then I want my users to log into Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi should get connect as soon as the user comes to the office network. So these are kind of profile, enterprise Wi-Fi, and then macOS update, and then tamper protection, right? And then default wallpaper. So I can set up some wallpaper for my, let's say I am my device is belongs to HTMD, and then I can create a wallpaper around HTMD, and I can make sure all the devices that are procured by HTMD should have HTMD wallpaper. So these are kind of restrictions, profiles we can push, deploy. So any new device that comes in, it will automatically validate and then automatically push these configuration profiles. And then comes the articles, creation of articles, on the whatever the portal. A few of the companies, they use Confluence. Few of the companies, they use ServiceNow for creating articles and FAQ, and few of the companies also use SharePoint for creating articles and then publishing articles like that. So it can be dependent on whatever your company standards are, and then you can do accordingly. So yeah, that's pretty much on my agenda today. If we have any questions, or if the next person can take over.
Thank you, Synthesis, for walking us through all the important steps and explaining the important about all the Mac OS management. So definitely this would be helpful for many of the Mac OS or Mac admins. So yeah. So if you're new to the Mac, do check it out. Synapsis blog, which he's keep posting regularly, specific about the Mac, how effectively you can manage your Mac OS devices with respect to the Intune, and although his expertise in this industry. Okay, so yeah, if we have any more questions, so maybe we can start addressing with respect to that the session, or any other questions you have, guys.
Sneha, like I have a question. Like you are referring
Yeah.
to some of the Jamf thing, for the app management and different thing, like which you showed in the PPT. Like there were 10 points, like which has been supported by Intune and which has been supported by Jamf. So, can you be like, if possible, like can you share that particular thing? Like what are the apps that we need with respect to the Jamf? If you're going for that as an
No,
order.
I was specifically mentioning about Intune, but I didn't get your question exactly what you're asking about Jammers.
Mm. With respect to Jamf, like there are can I just share the screenshot actually, the PPT again? I can probably
Okay.
from there.
Okay.
Not that.
Uh,
Scroll a little bit down.
this one.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Okay. So which one?
So when you were explaining about so how that does work actually.
So automated device enrollment is basically the zero touch enrollment we have in all the MDM solutions. It's basically the device, the Intune or the MDM solution have to integrate with ABM. And as soon
Hmm.
as the new device gets added on ABM, it should automatically deploy the enrollment profile from the MDM solution.
Okay. So in this case, like, can I enroll my device with both Jamf and Intune?
So as I said, at one time, MDM solutions can't coexist. So you should have only one MDM solution with your environment. Let's say you're planning for another one. Let's say you're planning for, let's say you're in Jamf and then you're planning for Intune. Then
Hmm.
if you're setting up the device in Intune, then it can't be set up in ABM portal. I don't have access to ABM portal right now, but I can show you. I can tell you, like, in ABM portal, I can create integrations. Okay. So if my current integration is with Jamf, then my device is in Jamf, and then I have to move it to Intune. Then I need to create another integration with Intune in the ABM portal, and then I can move the devices to Intune. So if you're thinking of a perspective of your device will coexist in Jamf integration, ABM Jamf integration, and then in Intune Jamf integration, then it will be confused. I mean, it should not work. Should not work.
Okay.
So
Okay.
first the transition should happen, then when the device gets wiped out, and then it'll again get it'll newly get the remote management profile. It will get it from Microsoft Intune instead of Jamf.
Is there any depreciated features compared to Java? Like, there might be any feature that is not supported by Intune. Is there anything like that?
Not supported by Intune.
Yeah. Where we have to
Yeah.
completely lay on Java from this table, actually.
uh, yeah, you see the second one, command line interface.
Yeah.
We don't
Hmm.
have that for Microsoft Intune. Let's say uh, any other. These ones are not supported by Intune. Okay. Mm, then we have local admin password solution support that is not supported by Microsoft Intune. So there are Intune is currently not fully how Jamf works. Intune is not currently in that much of state. It is still developing its more features. It is still making it more convenient for users. And but if you have, let's say you have a big company where almost 5,000 Mac devices are getting used, then your priority is on Mac devices, and then you should think which MDM solutions can be better. But if your devices has, let's say, 2000 Windows devices and 50 Mac devices, then your priority is not Mac devices. Your priority is Windows devices, where you should also keep in mind that Mac devices needs to be managed, and what are the minimum criteria that needs to be managed. Let's say OS update should happen from the cyber security standpoint, and then the automated device enrollment should happen from the end user experience perspective, and self service is there. Let's say, like, I'm keeping 3 points, and what are the MDM solutions has 3 points. If, let's say, Intune exists for the, I mean, Intune says yes for these three solutions, and on the same MDM I can do Windows enrollment, then I'll opt for Intune. That is where the possibilities of selecting MDM solution.
Okay. Basically, this is for small scale industry, not for the
Yes, yes.
larger one.
So it
Yeah.
is not, yeah, it is like, it is not from particularly for a smaller, big scale industry, but it is from what our organization needs. When organization will be having a standpoint of, okay, these are the minimum criteria is required, then you can have the solution. That's where I have, shown a comparison of MDM solutions. Like, okay, when you're thinking of a comparison standpoint, this can help you. Few features can be there, few features cannot be there, and then are you compromising, and then will it be okay to compromise? And if it is not okay, then you need to again go for an additional subscription based, let's say Jamf or Kandji or JumpCloud, or there are other platforms as well. Mozilla is there, a DG is there. So yeah, you can check their features as well, and then validate. Okay, from the subscription point of view, from the license point of view, is it cheaper? Is it not cheaper, I would say, but is it like friendly to my budget? What is the budget of this, and then what is the maintenance budget, what is the overall management budget, the user enrollment budget. So all this you need to keep in mind and then adopt for the MDM solutions.